All right, here is the bottom section. I actually think that came out well. I'm not going to have to do much modifying. I will have to clean up the edges of this a little bit, but besides that, this is actually looking pretty good. So I'll be able to turn that upside down in there. We'll do a mock-up real quick. I'm going to go grab a flap disc and get all that stuff cleaned out. So we got our test fit in. Two things. One, it is always a little tight around here. I realize that. I had this box in my other one before. You can see it's so tight it's bowing it. Two, we're gonna have to break the angle grinder out, because I remember when I put this box in my truck originally, to get it to be flush with the tailgate, I had to cut a little bit of the wheel arch out, which isn't a big deal. We can deal with that. So I'll cut that out a little bit. The bed's not perfect. It's, you know, wavy and whatnot, and there's probably some rust hiding underneath of it. So I'm gonna make that notch real quick. I wanna make sure that they're even so that this thing sits perfectly level against it. I will decide, I might end up putting the floor in later, because I mean, it's gonna be loud as shit right now. So I'll probably take RTV and like fill in the sections and maybe screw it down into the bed. Call it a day. So yeah, we'll see. All right, so here she is. I have gone all along the inside. I ran out of RTV, and the other tube we had was hard as a rock. So we had a concrete sealant. So that is all. I've taken a flashlight around the entire thing, and there is no light showing from anything. There was some spots where there was light showing, but you know, I got it closed, so we're gonna leave that like that. I need to start getting organized with all of these tools. Might let it dry overnight before I start organizing and going and purchasing things. Wonder if that... There you go, guys. Looking, yeah, pretty good. We'll throw some more sealant as time goes on. I'd like to seal the entire outside of it. Like I was saying, at some point, maybe we'll cut the floor out and just make it a complete box. But my problem with doing that, for one, that's loud as shit cutting that. And two, at least if I do it this way, it's more of a permanent attachment to the truck, which means that I won't try to change it on myself later. Because I have a tendency to do that. Like, I'll do something, and I'm like, I don't want it later. Like, when I put fender flares on the truck, you know? When I had fender flares on the truck, I was like, I'll take them off. And it's like, realistically, I need to just leave them on there, because they look good. So, I mean, I even thought about taking bolts out and like drilling them through the sides so that I was forced to keep these things on. But same thing with the box. If I leave it like that, it's more of a permanent attachment. I would have liked to have it slide out, but the problem with doing that is that it just does not clear. Like, this side would be fine, and then this side over here would smack the shit out of it. So I kind of got it as even as I could. It's probably over that way like a millimeter. So my OCD sees that. It's fine. It'll be all right. So we'll let it go. It's actually pretty sturdy. All right, so we're gonna try to get this amplifier back here. We'll see where we can put it exactly. I do wish that I could take these out and like put the seat down. That's one reason I wanted mega cab seats. I like that, you know, without these, you can lift the seat up a little bit and then plop the whole thing forward. That would be awesome. I don't know why we don't have that option on the older Rams. I think even the 4th gens might have that option. I think that we're going to skip the install of the amp for now, come back to this in a couple weeks, because I really don't want to cut the insulation like the last truck that I had that was done. I want to find a place to install that. It is pretty long though, so it doesn't fit like this, but I would like to keep this space as well. I thought about throwing it under the seat, but it's still going to be in the way there. I don't have the option to put it under here because, I mean, there's a tray under there. So the only other place it seems logical is the passenger seat. I don't know. I'm definitely going to have to come back to this. I'm going to have to come back to this in a couple weeks. So I'm going to throw this thing back in. Take me 2 seconds and we'll go from there. All right, so we've already started the organization process, things like this. So this is pretty tight. I'll be able to just take this up out and then take this up out so those can stack on top of each other. That's perfect. Might throw another one here on the side just to keep, you know, this one from going side to side, but we have some of this left over. I'm going to try to find a way to organize these tools to the best of my ability and as nicely as possible. We also have like a ton of stuff in here, so I'd like to keep all this stuff as weatherproof as possible and as organized as possible. I want to take up the space as efficiently as possible. So I'll try to put on the screen what I'm planning on getting for this. I don't have the stuff to do it tonight, like kind of like organize and separate everything. Like I said, I'll put it on the screen now. We're going to use this box for now just to take the stuff out of all this and just throw it in there. That way, when I go tomorrow, if not tonight, if I go and grab this stuff, I will, you know, take everything out and organize it. So I got things like this, and come on, there you go. These little turbo sockets, these things are nice. So I'm gonna start taking some of this stuff out and kind of organizing it as best as I can in this box. All right, this is how we are looking thus far. I'll have to find something that can go on top of this so that I'm not wasting that space. We also got a ton of these. I know some guys don't like them, but I got the butt connectors with the heat shrink. I like them. So if I have any repairs on the road, we have all that stuff. We have everything up here. So much stuff we have to go through. Look how much nicer it is in here. I'm gonna have to re-vacuum this thing out real quick. But yeah, I'm fairly happy with the way everything's turning out. Liam's hat. So we'll be able to put the seat back down. Wow, we'll have seating back here for the kids. I need to throw all this stuff in the back. All right, there she is. So everything is in here. It's all organized temporarily, like I said. We'll get her taken care of. Suspension's done. I just got to do, it's getting late, so I'm just going to do the steering box real quick. I got to go pick my wife up. And then, yeah, we'll go from there. So for the guys asking, these are only 65-pound tires, by the way. Rear axle rating is like 4,500 pounds. So we are going to have to do something about that at some point. Once, you know, once they get a little bit lower. These things are brand new. So we'll run them for till I either get a blowout or until they're, you know, close to bald, and then we'll see if I can find any 33s. If I cannot find anything in the rating I need, then we are kind of forced to go up to a 35, but I think safety-wise it'll make more sense because the 35s, they will make it a 7,000-pound rear axle rating instead of a 4,500-pound rear axle rating. So we will do that. I'm pretty sure this truck's already damn close to being maxed out on that anyway. So basically the tires are set up for a 9,000-pound truck with no trailer. So I mean, they'll be all right, but like I was saying, we'll definitely get some 80-pound tires on here in the meantime. And I was looking up the prices of these wheels last night, and apparently they're not super expensive either. I think all said and done, wheel and tire package right here is about $3,000. So that's actually not hateful. So if I do need to go get get a spare or some shit, I think they're like 370 bucks a piece. So I like that. And he also got metal valve stems in there with a TPMS. I don't know if that's TPMS on the inside or it's just metal. I have no idea. But yeah, you guys will see. We'll take care of doing something like that at some point. But, you know, all our way around, I mean, the truck's pretty clean for the most part, you know, minus the things that are falling out of it. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Let's just show you some hidden secrets in there. Yeah, she's looking good. Get me some weight reduction going on. And the frame's pretty clean. The only real problem we have is those cab corners, like I was saying. So I'm going to see at some point if we can't find any truck for this. I'm going to see if he wants to cut the rockers off of this and do my rockers. This side's fine. It's really the driver's side that needs the work done. We'll probably wait until after winter to do it. This one's pretty good. Just a little bit of dirt. I know you guys can see back there just a little bit. So that's the side I need. But let's come to this side. Show you guys some dark secrets over on this side. This side's not as bad, but yeah, everything's pretty good. I mean, there's some little spots on the bed and stuff, but for what it is, you can see I threw a lot of that shit in there. I don't know. There we go. Try to keep all that stuff dry. There we go. So I really made sure to fill that shit up. So I got the box adjusted, and a lot of guys say you can't go from the bottom, that you have to go from the top, and I disagree wholeheartedly. I was able to get it from here, but I also don't have a fan shroud, so that makes it, you know, a lot easier. So I used a, what is that, T27 and a 5/8 wrench, and I was able to get it loose. Now, if you're not one of those guys that don't have a fan shroud, then you do have to get it from the top. Now, I hope I did it correctly. Yeah, we'll see. I may have... We'll see how it steers on the way home, but I may have made a boo-boo. When I was loosening it, it didn't look like the adjuster was spinning. So hopefully that's the case, because then I moved it a quarter turn, and then as I went to tighten it down, it wanted to start moving. So I put the wrench back in it. I'm hoping that it wasn't actually moving when I loosened it, or when I loosened the big nut. So we'll see. I'll keep you guys updated on it. But I understand they, you know, all the gearbox or the box suggestions that I was given. Unfortunately, this is the route that I'm going to go for now, because like I'm kind of at the point where it's like, do I go all out or do I just spend as little as possible? Now, the thing is, I don't want to spend $1,000 on the 6-bolt top right now. But at the same time, the redhead one, those were like $500, but you guys are saying that they're not even up to the par quality anymore. So we're going to adjust this one, see how I can get it running. And I mean, I've had good boxes in the past before, so it's all right. So we'll see how it feels. Like I said, if it's bad, I mean, I really don't want to spend $1,000 on a steering box right now. It's just, to me, it just doesn't seem practical at this point in time. Maybe down the road, you know, once this thing's made its keep, and it's not just making me YouTube money, and it can actually make me over the road money, or, you know, any of those other jobs. But yeah, for now, hopefully it's all right. So I am also going to grab the stuff tomorrow to do the organization. I grabbed a bunch of self-tappers, so I'll show you guys that as we're done. But in the meantime, that's all good. No amplifier yet, and none of this stuff here yet either. So we'll move to that at some point. If you guys are interested in some fuel savings, go check out Mudflap, link in the description. Also check out, there's a bunch of other stuff down there, so go check any of that stuff out. I'm also double posting on Rumble, so if you guys want to see any of that, go check it out. See you guys in the next video. Stay safe. See ya.